this is what the state recommends. We don't have to use this, but I would strongly suggest we use something, either this or something similar. And this, it's pretty detailed. It would give us like the purpose. They have described their project, their objectives, their activities, any partnerships they have, expected outcomes and success would have to be, have some kind of how they would measure the project, their timeline. You can go through and see. It's asking for a lot of detailed information, but I believe when we're talking about the amount of money that some might be requesting, that we need all of those details.
That's good.
So I agree. So did everybody have a chance to look over it to see if you think this will, I've already apologized to everybody, but I know every time I come, I have more paperwork.
No problem. You're talking about the service group.
Now that would be the contract.
I don't see that. I don't see an application in mine. Was that it? Okay, I would have, I apologize.
That's okay, no, I have this one.
Yeah.
So I do think, because this way it would be a uniform application, everyone that we would be on the same playing field, they would have to fill out the same application. What do y'all think?
Well, I think it's good, and I'll tell you why. Because instead of sitting here and trying to figure out where all this money's going to go, there are certain people that would be eligible to receive funding from this thing that could request, like for example, we were discussing it with the mayor for safe harbor, just a small thing. We're looking for a smoker for the backyard, and it's maybe an $800 item. Okay. So he's going to fill, and I told him, I said, there's probably going to be a package you're going to need to fill out, and you're going to make a request. There are only so many organizations in this county that could benefit from this, right?
Right.
So we need to get the word out to any of these agencies, and also the schools, okay? Can request funding for their education programs.
Right.
And how about law enforcement? How about the fire department, EMS, the guys that do CPR and all of that, Narcan training? Those kinds of people should put in a request for the funding. What are they going to use the money for? And does it make sense? And then we get to vote on it and figure out if that's legitimate.
This will make it so much better than, of course, Howard and I have experience of what we've done in the past. Sally Jane shows up and says, I need some funds. This is what I'm going to do. I'll make a motion to adopt the application.
So,
Yeah.
I'm saying, I'm all in favor. Should we do a roll call vote on this, or just all in favor?
All right,
All in favor? Well, I agree, and I will get them to send us an application, that we could actually give out to people. But I do think it gives everybody an opportunity to fill out the exact same, get the exact same application, and giving us information. Okay, I'm sorry, did you make a motion?
Randall did.
Randall.
I seconded it.
And we're all in favor, right? Yeah, I can't write and do things at the same time. Okay, so the next one is the contract arrangement that we would make after we have approved the application, if we do decide to approve the application. This is a sample contract that whoever enters into the agreement with us, and it is an agreement. And there's things I did like about it. One is if, they are going to be required to submit a budget.
Yeah.
We have the right to require reporting quarterly, monthly, if we want to. We can terminate it at any time if something happens. We don't feel like they're, giving us the information that, they're supposed to be responsible for giving. We can terminate that at any
Right
time.
to audit.
Right, exactly.
Does this also include where they're asking for funds that we might give them a third of the funds to get the project going? And
It gives us that leeway, yes. So like we could address the terms of how we want to hand out the money. And if it's not exactly like we want it in this particular contract, we can make this contract fit what we want it to say. But I do think we need a contract arrangement with whoever accepts these funds.
So the application then would be giving people a designated money for a designated project. We gotta know exactly what they're using the money for, how much it's gonna cost. They're gonna need to provide receipts and
Absolutely.
budget and receipts and all of that. And should the thing be approved, we approve it, then they would have to, accordingly, take care of it.
Can this group approve the money or is it up to the commission?
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're more of an advisory, right? So
That's what I'm trying to
we
say.
can, we make a recommendation.
We can recommend.
Y'all have to send it to the full body.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
This,
correct?
yeah, that's what I said.
That is,
Yeah,
I know it's correct.
yeah.
I'll ask the two commissioners.
Yeah,
Well, that's
that's the
probably,
reason I was asking, because we can't,
yeah, we can make the recommendation to them, okay. So,
And that would be good, because that way is more accountability, and we're kind of not taking on this. whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Because like sometimes if you want to
we just don't need to spend it, we do that.
organizations, there's a lot of money you designate money when they can't prove how they're spending it.
I kind of agree too, because like if the first month goes by and they're not getting you what you need, then you can terminate the arrangement.
I would agree with you, monthly reporting.
The state code unit's got reimbursement model, so are we just gonna do reimbursement receipts? That would take care of that issue. Of course, that might hinder some of it, I don't know. Under 3, that says reimbursement model. That's the second page, come back to.
My only question about that would be, some of these organizations are small, they don't have cash to get something going. And that's why I was saying, what if we do a third up front, at least it gives them a foundation that they can build from, and then go from there. And we would ought to pay them once they got the first one, then the second one, they couldn't get the next third of the money until such time as they'd shown that they had done what they were gonna do. I mean, that's kind of loose, but that would,
That's similar to the emergency food and shelter program. They'll give you like a third up front.
Right.
And then you submit your things, and then they send you the next allotment.
I know, Nanette's been talking with the middle school about possibly working with the middle school, and they might be in a situation like that where they might not have the money up front.
Right.
So, yeah, we want to, everyone look at this and, we can we may have to, come back sooner than the next quarter. Give us time.
On this one here, what you're talking about, they're gonna have to come back at the end of the year anyway and present what they spent it for to the commission. That's part of any monies that goes out of the county. So they've got to get that everything in order, period, no matter what we give them the first time. So any donations, I guess what I'm saying, they have to show a working copy. You do this time, you know what I'm talking about. So I mean, it's not a stringent thing, but they do have to give a report every year.
if they don't show it, then they're not gonna get it in the next year.
So what do we think? Do we want to have it where they report? And if they're reporting, who are they? They're reporting to Rachel.
They can report to this committee, I would think. You know,
Report this
And
committee.
then the committee,
then we just have to say, well, when budget time comes, you know.
Well, it'd probably make it easier for y'all at budget time, wouldn't it? Yeah.
It's so they make it easy.
Yeah.
so I got a question about people who could take advantage of this thing. I mean, look, from where I'm sitting, we have a need, and I was talking to Howard and discussing this. Hasn't gone anywhere yet, but, might. His daughter might want to be willing to provide education for the guys at the center in the form of, GEDs, getting their GEDs.
Yeah.
So, and in that process, maybe she'd need some money for computers, laptops for the guys to work with. Maybe we need to pay somebody to do the training in-house, right? So would an organization like that can they request the funds to get the supplies and the things that they need to help an organization like us?
I think, pretty much, the way I would view it is that anybody could put an application in. And then our job would be to look at that application and make sure it fits the parameters of the Exhibit E.
Yeah.
Which is what he basically said was the Bible of these funds.
Taking it one step further, the GED would be fully funded by workforce and supplies and everything.
Okay, I was just using that as an
But
example.
what you can do is you can go one step beyond and say, okay, they're gonna be here at a certain time. In order to be here, we need to feed them a nutritious meal
Mhm.
or whatever. And so we might could, do that part of it. And so that we're providing, quote, comfort,
Mhm.
whatever, while they're in the process of learning. I mean, that would be one possibility.
I know I taught at Humphreys County Jail for workforce. And so you would have to have so many computers.
Yeah.
Because each student has to have a computer because of the online modules that they work through. So
Right. We used to have Houston County High School come over but they discontinued that program. There wasn't enough, I guess. We weren't enough guys. But I did a head count just the other day, and there's at least 6 to 10 guys that are really eager to get a GED.
well, we were doing it for like 4 or 5
Yeah.
as a minimum. So, and I mean, they've got a massive state grant, so they're going to do that. That's going to.
Okay, I've made a note on the reimbursement model and, to look at possible, like, doing the one-third, take 1/3 up front and then reimbursement after that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just take somebody have a great idea and not have the funds to get it off the ground.
Yeah. Or at least provide that option.
I just asked Joey from the county, or our lawyer might ought to look at this and make sure.
I agree. Yeah, I
And we'll
agree.
be here Monday.
Mhm.
So we just pass it on to you.
Probably that and the application also.
Yeah.
Go ahead and let them look at that. Okay, so anybody have any other questions on I've read through it. But I haven't necessarily broke it down and studied. I studied the application more than I did the actual contract, but yeah, Randall, that's a great idea. We'll go with, we'll thought that up. Okay, so we will wait on making a decision on the contract agreement until, I can ask Trevor about adjusting for the 1/3 up front, or giving us that option, and then let me, county attorney look at it.
You-
Yeah.
Okay.
If we need to go ahead and do it soon, if we can get an answer by Friday, I can get this to Charles tomorrow. And we can have it on Monday night, we can.
Add it to the agenda.
Yeah, we can add it to the agenda Monday night, if we need to go ahead and do it, and that way it'll save, but we won't meet again in September.
Mhm.
And y'all probably won't either unless you meet earlier.
Yeah, I know. If we have many applications, we may need to consider, having a call.
We can get this to Charles tomorrow.
Once you put it
What-
on Monday night, then
Huh.
put it on there for Monday night, we'll approve.
Well, and then, get him to also look at, possibly looking at, doing some type of arrangement where we could do the 1/3 up front and then as part of the reimbursement. At least,
I don't think, I actually don't think the county, I don't think we can do that. Pay up front. I think they have to have it's gotta be done. Am I right?
We can't, no, we can't.
We cannot do that, is that correct?
okay, so we're looking
Not
at,
at the county.
it's just full reimbursement
If we
with
can-
receipts.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
because I know we've run into that with contractors before, where it's asked us for money up front and we just can't do it. I think the county.
okay. Well, this might be good as it is.
So the attorney then is gonna let us know if this is good the way it is.
I can give it to him tonight.
Yeah.
Let him know by
And if you ever wanna have a little mini get together,
Hey, like, if we start getting a lot of
you know, if
applications.
you want, we can do it at my place. So, yeah, I throw that out there.
Can
Okay,
you
so-
make it Trevor, or can you get that, can you get a blessing from him for something?
Yeah, this is the ones that Trevor sent.
Okay.
So this is Trevor's, the contract they use. And, we don't have to use this, but I'd say it's a pretty good model.
Yeah.
to start with, if we do, so.
So, you know,
Well, how do we want to make this motion that we, accept this contract with the approval after, with the review, after review of attorney? Okay, okay, so, okay, I'm not sure what I just said, but, whatever.
Accept the contract with the attorney's approval.
Okay, okay. Okay, I've got a motion.
Excellent.
All in favor? All right, and is Joyce? Oh, she's not here. Well, the only thing we've got is we have a request for funding, which I know, we will need to go through, have to go through the application process. But we did have an application for funding from the E2 project. So at this point, since we have approved the application, I would recommend that they go through the application project. And I think everybody's got a copy of their proposal.
and she's here, can she speak for a couple of minutes?
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about her project?
Yes. I mean, we have time and we
Please, if you don't mind.
I'll try. I'm not sure who knows of me or the project or not, so, with the proposing, what I'm proposing a little bit. So the E2 project, I've been here in Houston County, actually established it for Houston County. It's going on, it'll be 4 years in January. We started out and remained like a resource in between person. We are a recovery ministry. We focus on mental health and substance because they absolutely correlate. And we don't really have any of that in Houston County. We have been able to pretty much, if someone's like, okay, I'm ready for help, because they're gonna need to want it, we're able to get them in detox, treatment. Sometimes you have to piece that together because it doesn't always all go together. So we're able to do that, and we've since been able to do, like, we could do the whole process: detox, treatment, sober living, help find meetings, sponsors, everything, and we follow with them through the entire journey, not just you're going to detox, you're done, you're going to treatment, you're done. We help them get insurance, we help them find counselors. Some people come and all they need is mental health, and we help them find those counselors, and we can get that with or without insurance. And again, we try to help them get insurance. With the marketplace, that's been a little bit easier. I have, this past year, been able to open transitional living homes like the Sober Livings in Dixon for men and women. That is not easy at all, but it was a resource that I was able to provide. I have recently closed those because they've about taken everything that I have. But the way we're successful in doing that is we work with literally everybody. I do kind of call us that in-between person, bridging the gap. It's one of my biggest things I like to say, because we work with every treatment center, every sober living. I have a contract with Centerstone. I myself have my certification as a recovery coach, youth coach, life coach, grief coach. Facilitate a lot of different programs, like, I don't know if you've heard of Grief Shared, it's like a grief group, and Trauma Reboot. Those are things I'd like to bring here. The coaching and counseling I have offered, but it's really hard to do that without somewhere to go. We tried to get into the jail. The married couple that did CR inside for a little bit is on my board. We want to do that again. I've been able to, I guess you'd call it, where I've been able to kind of speak for someone's journey or their process through recovery for the court systems. I've been in and out of courts a lot lately. I don't know what's going on, but I'm in and out all the time. I do work really closely with our Mid-Cumberland, the POs and stuff down there through Stewart County jails and through here. They have okayed and approved my coaching. Again, really hard to do when I'm running around the court. Spoke with Paul Bailey. I do have an office space secured if I'm able to get it. That office space would make it to where I could do all that right here. On top of, I have recently had a licensed counselor on board with the ministry. And she will she wants to come to Houston County and offer licensed trauma-informed counseling. She is offering in-person, virtual, as well as I'm offering in-person and virtual. And we also have a handful of CPRSs, which is Certified Peer Recovery Support Specialists. They're certified through the state of Tennessee, just waiting and ready. They want to come in and help. And we'll also offer, we can do a sit-down face-to-face instead of over the phone all the time if someone's ready. We are going to offer meetings of all different various types because there's not one pathway for recovery. So E2 respects all pathways. We are able to refer from these offices other counselors, someone that can do administer like all the middle things that you need. I won't be getting those medicines and I won't be doing the insurance myself, but I can get them where they need to go. Whatever they need. Sometimes it's just sitting down in front of someone and saying, this is what's going on, and I can help guide them in the right direction. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what E2 is. We want a youth program in this town. We're not going to fight this battle one way. We can send people to treatment all day long, but if we don't go take care of the root problem, we're just going to keep sending them to treatment. And the mental health aspect of starting with our kids is where we need to go, because these addicts used to be these kids. I do have a national accreditation to be able to facilitate the teen mental health first aid that could go into the high schools. I have reached out for a year, and I still haven't gotten anything back. That might be something we can look at again. I can also give you certified fantastic speakers for our kids. But we want a program, something that at least once a week they have somewhere to go. So we'll love on them, maybe some junk food, but we want to love on them. It's something that I have been able to do in other communities and want to do in my community is work with all the whole entire community, every resource we've got. Because a lot of times people don't have enough food, they don't have lights, they don't have shelter, they don't have these things. And these are things that I'm able to help other people get and do. And then like Bethesda, from what I understand, it's one of the biggest in our town, handing food out. I tell them because people are hungry. And I know he had said something earlier about a garden that he's doing on his own. McCumberland has, and the court system have put me down as, people can do community service. If someone comes to me and has community service to do, I'm going to call, hey, do you need people? And really a community garden is something that I know I've wanted to help do forever. And Dr. Robert Wilson down here at Covenant has wanted to do it forever, but he is way too busy. But he has all that land. I've not got to sit and talk to him about that. We had that conversation years ago. But because I've not been able to really, I want to ground in Houston County. This is why I established this ministry, because I've had too many of my family and friends die. It's here, it's real, it's not stopped. One thing we have been able to do, because we serve almost pretty much all of Tennessee. If I don't know where a rehab or something is in, say, Chattanooga, I know who to call to find out, and we get them there. I've never had to tell anybody no about absolutely anything unless it is personal housing. And I don't want to say I pride myself on that. I thank God above, because I'm doing what he's telling me to do. And I want it here. That's why I started it. But if we can hit many different areas in this county, we might not stop all of it, but we can stop our people from dying. We can keep our kids from growing up and doing, because it's just getting worse. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but it's just getting worse. And I'm just paying attention to what, the people that were older and cooler or whatever, it didn't seem like such a big deal then. And then now, people my age, there are so many people going in just my graduating class, and I can scroll through Facebook, and I have to use fingers and toes. I mean, in this ministry, that is something, unfortunately, I keep up with, because when I do my Recovery Fest, which this will be year 3, that we're going to do it September 27th, I plaster their faces everywhere, because I want those faces to go with these names because they're not here. And I do this because I don't want to keep adding pictures. And I am huge when it comes to kids, especially those mean, troubled, heathen teenagers. I don't know what it is, but the worse they are, I think the better we get along. We gotta get to them before it's too late. And I wanna do that here. I wanna work with the sheriff's office, I wanna work with the schools, I wanna work with, the health department, because there's so many factors that's gonna go into feeding us in our county. And we don't have a lot of resources. But I'm not telling you I think I can get them, I know I can, because I get them everywhere else. I can get them here. And I'm actually in place right now, I'm working with, I don't know if you know Monty Bird, and I'm probably gonna mess up on what his actual title is, because they keep changing it. But he's like the chief of the faith-based for the mental health of the Department of Tennessee. So he is the big dog over like the faith-based portion of, the recovery world. And he's big to me because E2 is faith-based. It is also a recognized certified Tennessee recovery congregation. I'm working with him because he wants to come to Houston County. He wants to come to Houston County and talk to you guys and the faith-based leaders for us to figure out how we can all help each other. And I promise you, when we get that date set, I will let you know, because I want everyone there. He is also going to be a speaker at the Recovery Fest, which I have kind of rebranded this year because I've tried to help, again, the small towns all around us. But a Recovery Fest in all those places just wasn't successful. So I rebranded it Rural Recovery Rumble so we can all do it together, because we're going to need all the little towns around us too. So this office, I'm not going to be able to express to you what it will do for this county.
Thank you for everything you're doing. And we have set up this application process, so,
That is perfect. I love that, actually.
unfortunately, sometimes we just get a proposal, the proposals are all, could be all over the place,
No, I completely understand.
So, we will get an application, for you, and, just fill that out and bring it back to, I guess, the mayor's office.
Do you have an extra application tonight?
Well, this one's kind of a sample, I can
Okay.
show her.
Oh, that's fine.
If I need, I can come back and get the updated one, whenever. I want to do it right.
We can give you, this one you wouldn't be able to fill out because it's actually a sample, kind of show you
That's fine.
what you would be needing. I can check out that. So here's just, so it's just kind of, it shows.
Okay, that's perfect. Would it be okay if I started typing this up, or would it need to be written out on a blank?
We're gonna have an approved version from the attorney, so what's happening, so we're waiting for that. We're gonna get it real soon though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get Joey just to let me know, and I can stop by and get it, and I'll have to do that.
Can't do another thing.
Good. And then in between time, and then you would, they will have to get together and, approve it, I guess, and then it has to go to the county. So, yeah. Well, thank you. What's next? Let's see. And we had a request from Safe Harbor. You want to kind of explain a little bit about it?
Just a real simple thing, I know Paul and Joey have been talking, Paul talked to Joey about it. We're looking to just have a little more variety in our food presentation. So we were thinking about putting a smoker in the back behind the new kitchen, out on the grass field, in the back, for our guys to smoke some of the meats that we get, and just offer the guys a little something, more special than what we're cooking right now. We have plenty of grills. They do their own grilling out front and all that. But this would be just for the use for the kitchen to prepare even better meals, better quality meals than we're doing right now. Just a small thing.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
All of that told me that they had families coming down to visit, and they were always wanting to cook out with their family or something. They really didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Well, I was at first concerned that it might not fall into the Exhibit E, and probably want to run it by Trevor. Well, looked at, if you look at the Schedule B, Part B, line items like 5, 6, and 12, there's quite a few mentions of social activities. So I kind of feel like there's a chance that we'll get into the,
We can get all the applications. and fill it
Yeah.
out.
and then, but I mean, I think it could fall into the exhibit E.
Mhm.
That's what we ultimately have to do, is just make sure everything, whatever we're looking at falls into exhibit E qualifications.
Yeah, I agree.
So do we need to go ahead and make a motion that,
I guess that he'll have to fill out the application.
Okay.
And then,
if you don't do it now and get ready for Monday night, when the legislative body meets, it's gonna be September, so you're gonna wait.
that's what I'm thinking.
We'd have to have a meeting too.
How long will it take to get the application done, the new application, revised
I don't
application?
know.
I'll get them to send me an because we just need a blank application now and send it, I'm thinking we may have to have a call meeting.
How much money are you talking about?
From what I understand, about $800.
See, I looked on the day, a little less than 800 for the good that they need.
As soon as we get the application approved, then, Paul will definitely fill it out. We don't have any problem with that.
Okay,
We may end up having, if y'all gotta approve it, if it's gotta come back to committee and approve it, it's probably not gonna happen before September.
I was like, can we, I don't know if we can, because I know can we do approval online? I mean, like if I
Well,
email.
September's really not that far away.
It's
And,
months.
we've already been through 4th of July, so I mean, and the families come out to visit their loved ones every weekend. Every weekend somebody else is coming out, so I don't think that's a problem.
Mhm.
I just would like to get the right application in his hand, so we don't have to duplicate the effort, that's all.
If y'all could call a meeting instead of waiting a quarter in
Yeah.
October, if you could call one in September before our legislative body meeting, then y'all could go through theirs and if Amanda's got one.
I know, because they're going to be turning one in, so we'll probably be looking at 2 applications at a minimum.
That's up to y'all. But
Well,
if you're gonna have to approve it, it's probably not gonna happen before Monday night.
and y'all meet once a month, right? For the legislative. body.
Every other month.
We won't meet till September.
Yeah.
After Monday night, we won't meet until September the 19th or something. But I don't see it being an issue, though. I don't really,
We can meet Tuesday before before the next meeting in September, though, just like this is, whatever date that is.
Okay.
the second Tuesday in September.
Yeah, hold on. Who's got that date?
Should be the 9th, should be September 9th.
I'll have to get the old fashioned calendar and I can't use my phone. Okay. Yeah. The 15th.
Is that correct, the 9th?
Should be 15.
That's the third Tuesday.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, third Monday.
Yeah, if we approve the other tonight, it's 16.
Our commission meeting, we'll have a meeting on the 15th, but we'll meet the 9th. Our commission meeting is the third Monday.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The board meeting should be on the 9th. But if we also
Yes.
approve tonight and change, then it would be the 16th.
Well, I mean, actually, y'all want to meet before the 15th, wouldn't you? To get it on.
We need to meet on the Tuesday before.
Yes, y'all would need to meet the 9th, really.
Okay.
Meeting
Because
five,
if you meet the 16th, we've already had our meeting on the 15th.
meeting 5 o'clock on the day of our pre-meeting.
On the 16th.
On the 9th.
Oh, 9th. Oh, the 9th. Okay. All right, next meeting, September 9th at 6 o'clock or?
My math is
6.
5. 5.
So we need to meet at 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our working budget is 6.
Okay. I do think we are gonna have to stick with the application process, though,
Yeah.
because everybody, to make
I
it
like that
uniform.
idea.
Yeah,
That's gonna keep everybody accountable.
yeah, exactly. Okay,
You got other business on there now?
I do. What other business areas do we have?
I've got a lady that wants to speak, just for a minute, please.
My name is Marcy Wilson. I lost my daughter to fentanyl in 2023. I've become involved with several groups that are across the United States. The mothers that you see testify before Congress about losing their children to fentanyl, those are my friends, those are my. They have been doing a lot of work with billboards. And it's really helping. I've had my daughter's face on billboards all across the United States and involved in different poster projects and spreading awareness. We've got several billboards here in the county, and I feel like that it would be a great asset to the young people that are involved in drugs to see actual people that they know on these billboards who have lost their lives. And I just wanted to share that. I think that the billboards are really doing a lot.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Marcy Wilson.
Wilson. Thank you.
Thank you.
Would you be making a request for funds?
Yes, I would like to do that, yes.
Okay, so we'll get you an application.
All right, thank y'all so much.
Okay, I don't have any other business. Do we need to now open this up? Is there anyone else that wants to, make a comment?
I think you made it. Wow.
Anyone else? Is there anyone else who wants to say something? Is there anyone else here that has anything they want to add? Oh, let's do.
The applications, what is it, you got to work, you gotta fill out them? or you do
Yes,
anything?
I think I'm working out of the little packet I prepared for you.
There's
Hang on a second.
There's
You
an
talk about this money that's in there before we can, they gotta fill out an application, go through the process before you give anybody anything.
Yeah. It's that way, so everyone is filling out the same application. We're asking the same
Has it
information.
always been that way?
No. Mm-mm.
Why
No.
all of a sudden is it that way?
This was, recommended from the state opioid. He was here last meeting. I don't, you missed it, but it was something that they recommend to keep it uniform.
Well, it might be the right way to go about it, but I mean, if somebody dies from now and then, I don't think we're doing our job.
Well, this is just one way to make sure we're kind of leveling the playing field for everyone who wants to request funds. I do.
This here, this here application that we have right now is just a sample of what they use in the state of Tennessee.
Well, why can't we approve stuff, and let people fill it out, before we can get the ball rolling quicker instead of wait 2 or 3 months?
Well, there is, he gave us a whole bunch of information, but there are requirements for the funds, and we have to make sure that we meet those requirements, because if not, there could be a bit of a clawback if they find out that we haven't funded, if we have funding something that doesn't meet the parameters of the Exhibit E that the settlement funds require, they could. want to
So if
claw
somebody
that
fills
back.
out an application, that doesn't mean they're gonna get it, whether we want them to get it or not, it's gotta go through national or whoever.
No, it's the decision's ours.
It's just like anything else, in my opinion, this is red tape that's pulling the system, it's just hindering things instead of making it better.
Well, the problem is we need some way to evaluate the proposals, to see what they're doing. We need to know what they're planning to use that money for. And we have to make sure that it's benefiting Houston County also. So this is probably the best way to handle it, is to have everyone actually have to fill out an application so we know exactly what they're requesting and how that money, how those funds are going to be spent.
It's kind of like a grant. Anytime somebody wants, an organization wants funding, they have put in a grant request, right? This is a mini grant request, is basically what this is. It kind of keeps everybody accountable, and people are, and we can do it pretty quick. I don't know, once that application thing is done, how long is it going to take for the approval process?
It's just whenever we get together to meet to
That's the thing
approve it.
about it, say, when you're just meeting every other month, and you're doing this, and how long it's gonna take you to get the application to these people, I mean, you're looking at 3 months.
No, it should be every 2.
Yeah. everything. Because,
It's gonna have to be approved, but anyway, Joey.
and we're actually, yeah, we're just an advisory committee to the
Board.
commissioners. So anything we do has to go to the commission for approval anyway. So we'd be looking at September, before anything can be approved.
Then you got it in place, it should work fine after that.
Okay, well, we had a motion for adjournment. Do we do it?
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Give me just a moment, Robert. I was actually pulling stuff out of his while I was. looking at stuff. Anyway. Yeah. Mhm, I did.
You're still gonna have to advertise what you're doing. That probably should be an agenda topic next time, is how to get it out.
Yeah.
I'd like to,
We should probably talk about that.
we have a bunch of guys.
You cut that off.
Yes, get involved.
Well, I apologize. I should have had the agenda down in advance anyway. So next time I
We
will.
might not have thought about it anyway.
A couple of weeks downtime.